These notes are going to be covering 3.1, Identifying Pairs of Lines and Angles. So now let's talk about what you have already copied here. Parallel lines are two lines that do not intersect and are coplanar. Now, the word coplanar is the most important thing in parallel lines. So this is a bigger picture of what's on your notes. So it says coplanar lines that do not intersect. So these are the two lines that are on the same plane, the bottom of the box. Now, skew lines are also lines that do not intersect, but the key thing is that they are not coplanar. So looking at a better picture, a little bit bigger, notice both of these lines do not touch. The difference is these two lines are not in the same plane. CD is on the bottom of this box, where AB is on the side. Now, it is important to note that it appears that these lines do intersect right here, but it is a distortion in the 2D drawing of the 3D relationship, and they will actually never intersect. So again, parallel lines never touch, but they are coplanar. Skew lines never touch, but they are non-coplanar. Now, next that you copied was parallel planes. That is two planes that do not intersect. Think of the bottom and top of the box, or the sides parallel on the box, or the front and the back of the box. It's kind of like the floor and the ceiling. Now, that leads us to a very important definition, the transversal. That is a line that intersects two or more coplanar lines at different points. Now, again, a little bit better picture. This is the picture on your notes. This highlighted transversal is crossing these two lines. They can also cross parallel lines. And then this line, the one I have highlighted, cuts across three lines. So it's important to note that the definition says two or more. So even in this picture right here, yes, I have highlighted this one, but please note this pink one is a transversal because it will touch here and over here. And the same goes true for these other lines. Now, these are just four definitions that you have to have a good understanding of to continue the note. So we have parallel lines, skew lines, they never touch. It's all about being in the same plane or not. Parallel planes do not intersect. And a transversal, it's just a line that crosses two or more lines at different points. So that leads us to angles formed by transversals. So we have four of these. We have consecutive interior angles, also known as same-side interior angles. So if you look in this figure, the angles lie between the two. Here's the transversal. I have it highlighted. 3 and 5 are on the same side of the transversal. So it's an interchangeable name. You have consecutive interior or same side interior. Now, just so to get another picture of this, I would like for you to look at this example. Here is a transversal. 1 and 2 are consecutive interior angles or same side interior angles. They lie on the same side of the transversal. Now, alternate interior angles, you need to focus on the word interior. That means they're going to be inside, but they're alternating. So the angles that lie between the two lines on opposite sides of the transversal, they are inside but alternating. So here is an example of this one. These are interior, inside, okay? So inside alternating. The next one, opposite of this kinda, is alternate exterior angles. The angles lie outside the two lines and on opposite sides. So here's an example of those. 1 and 2 are exterior, they're outside. 3 and 4 are outside, and they're opposite sides of the transversal. And last, we have corresponding angles. Corresponding angles have corresponding positions. Now, 2 and 6 are both on top of the transversal. So this is on top of that line, that's on that, and they're on the same side. So a few other examples of corresponding. We have angles 1 and 2 in the same position. If you look over here, 3 and 4 are on the same position. Now, if you'll notice in the pictures that I have on this piece of paper, these lines are actually parallel. So I need you to know that relationships can exist even if you have parallel or you don't have parallel, they can still exist. Now, moving on to this next part for number 1, I want you to look at this. It says, think of a segment in the figure as part of a line. Which lines or planes in the figure appear to fit the description? So I hope that you said for A, lines parallel to line AF containing point E. So here is E. So the only one that would work is line EJ because it would be parallel to AF. For B, for the skew lines, I hope that you picked AF. Okay, so here, and it's containing point E. So skew, okay, would be DE. So this guy right here, it contains point E and it's skewed to AF. Okay, you cannot pick AE because it's intersecting, so it cannot be in the same plane. C, lines perpendicular to AF containing point E. So here's AF containing point E perpendicular. That's going to be AE, okay, right here. Now, I know it's not got the little right triangle box, but since this is a regular figure, it is going to be perpendicular. And the last one that you had to do, planes parallel to FGH. So FG is over here, even though we can't see it. And we figure that out because it goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. So G is right there. So that plane, F, G, H is the back. So the one that's parallel to that in point E is the front. So I have ABC or ABC here. You could have any of these 3 letters on the front of this pentagon.